In this session, let us see efficiency calculations and all. Okay, what is efficiency? Output by input. So efficiency equal to output power divided by input power. Okay, now this can be rewritten as output is nothing but input minus losses. So this can be rewritten as input minus losses is going to be output divided by input. Okay, or we can call it, we can rewrite it as output by output plus losses. Okay, out of these three equations, which equation has to be used? Okay, basically we are not mechanical engineers. Okay, we are electrical engineers, and one more thing is, like, we are electrical engineers means that, okay, let me tell you one small thing here. What is meant by active element or source from network theory point of view? So some people say that which deliver power is what is the active element, which is wrong, because in this world nothing can deliver power, nothing can absorb power. Okay, for example, if you think of generator will consume mechanical form of power, it will deliver electrical form of power. So what is the net power absorbed or delivered by generator? Zero. Okay, because that is the conservation of power. For example, if you think of a battery will absorb chemical form of power, it will convert it into electrical form of power. Similarly, if I think of my ceiling fan, okay, ceiling fan will absorb electrical form of power, it will be converting it into mechanical form of power. So in this world, nothing can deliver power, nothing can absorb power. Power can be transformed. Okay, so in our network theory, what is meant by active element or source? Active element is nothing but which can deliver electrical form of power. Okay, because we are electrical engineers. Similarly, see here in between these two equations, if output is measurable in electrical terms, use this equation. If input is measurable in electrical terms, use this equation. Okay, basically between motor and generator, in motor we are going to give electrical form of power as the input, mechanical form of power is nothing but the output. So input is going to be electrical form, so use this equation for motor. And output is measurable in electrical terms in generator, because mechanical to electrical form of power is going to be the output. And one more thing is, actually compared to mechanical, like, how to measure mechanical form of power means already, like springs will be there, S1 minus S2 into 9.81 into blah blah blah, some equation will be there. So that equation will be there to measure mechanical form of power. So precise measurement of power is possible not in mechanical terms but in electrical terms only, because what meter is better precise compared to that rings and all, okay, springs and all. Now input is measurable in electrical terms in case of motor, and output is measurable in electrical terms in case of generator. Now let us think of transformer. In transformer, output also measurable in electrical terms, input also measurable in electrical terms, because input is also electrical, output is also electrical. So in transformer, we can use this equation or this equation. Okay. Now which equation to be used? Now let us think of input in transformer is nothing but V1 I1 cos theta 1. And what is output in transformer? V2 I2 cos theta 2. Now if you see V1 is going to be infinite source, okay, which is going to be constant in transformer. I1 and theta 1 will be decided by I2 and theta 2, because if a transformer is there, in a transformer, like, output conditions of the transformer should be given in the problem. Okay, for example, if a transformer, is it half full load or 10% of full load is it operating, like, problem only should give. So I2 means my load magnitude of current should be decided by the load. Who are we to decide? Okay, so I2 is independent variable here, will be decided by the problem. And theta 2, my transformer secondary can be operated at lagging power factor or leading power factor or unity power factor. This theta 2 also should be decided by the problem given only. Okay, that's why we say there are two independent parameters in transformer, that is I2 is independent variable and theta 2 is independent variable. Independent in the sense that will be decided by the load. From machine point of view, we don't have any control over them. Now depending upon I2, I2 dash will be formed, depending upon I2, I2 dash will be formed, and I2 dash plus I0 is going to be I1. and theta 2 also will be decided, theta 1 also will be decided by theta 2 only. So I1 and theta 1 are dependent variables. Okay, I2 and theta 2 are independent variables. So let us use this equation predominantly. Okay, so if I use this equation I2 and theta 2, for example, in future we may have to calculate maximum efficiency. Okay, so at maximum efficiency we may have to differentiate the equation with respect to independent variables only. Okay, now depending upon the I2 variation, how output power will vary and how efficiency vary. Okay, we may have to, what do you say, write an equation. In that means we may have to differentiate with respect to independent variables. So I2 and theta 2 means should be there in the equation. So in transformer predominantly we use this equation. Now let us think of what are meant by how many losses are there in transformer, because losses we have to know. In losses, directly core loss will be there, and second thing is copper loss will be there. Third thing is, here transformer is the highest possible efficiency machine, because in motor and generator rotating parts will be there, so mechanical losses will be there. But in transformer, the moment it's going to be static, there will be no rotation, rotation of anything. So because of lack of rotating parts, because of lack of mechanical losses, transformer will become highest efficiency machine. And beyond that, dielectric losses will be there. Okay, stray load losses will be there. Stray load losses will be there. Okay, about dielectric and stray load, actually the percentage of dielectric loss and the percentage of stray load loss is going to be very less, and we cannot calculate them properly. So these two are going to be unaccountable losses. Unaccountable losses. And these two we can have some calculations and we can calculate. So these two are going to be accountable losses. Accountable losses. Okay, so in transformer, in calculations of efficiency, actually about dielectric and stray load in detail we will see later. As of now, our target is problems. Okay, now core losses and copper losses we are going to calculate, and we are going to keep in this equation. Okay, and dielectric loss and stray load loss, in practice what we do is, without calculating these, without considering these two, we are going to consider only these two and we will calculate efficiency. For example, by considering only these two, if I get efficiency of 98%, maybe 0.2% I may deduct for this, and I may say original on paper it may be 98, but I may say 97.8, something like that. So unaccountable losses will be considered at the end. Okay, so the moment it will be considered at the end, in practice problem cannot come. Only in these two only problem will come. And core loss, as we discussed previously, we are going to have hysteresis loss, we are going to have eddy current loss. Eddy current loss directly proportional to voltage square, and hysteresis loss directly proportional to B max to the power of x, or directly let me take 1.6 into f. Now in practice frequency is going to be constant, and Bmax is directly proportional to E1 by F. So directly proportional to E1 to the power of 1.6 and F to the power of minus 0.6. Okay, in previous session we discussed that, to be precise, E1 will vary. At lagging power factors E1 magnitude reduce, at leading power factors E1 magnitude increase. Okay, so slight variations will be there, but those variations are going to be very slight. By neglecting those variations, I consider them as constant loss. Okay, and if you think of copper loss can be written as I1 square R1 plus I2 square R2, or I can rewrite it as I2 square RE2, or I can rewrite it as I1 square RE1. Out of these three, which is better to take? Independent variable is there, so I am going to consider this. Okay, now let me draw core loss. Okay, core loss with respect to the loading current I2 or IL load current. Okay, core loss are going to be constant or not? Yes, core loss are going to be constant loss. Okay, now let me think of copper loss. Copper loss is directly proportional to square of the current. So I2 square, copper loss are going to be square proportionality. Okay. Now let me write one efficiency equation equal to V2 I2 cos theta 2 is the output divided by V2 I2 cos theta 2 plus constant losses, core losses, plus I2 square Re2 copper loss. Okay. We may have to think about maximum efficiency calculations. Okay, means immediately after this we are going to solve many problems on efficiency, so automatically you will get the grip. Okay, now let us think of maximum efficiency. At what point we are going to get maximum efficiency? Okay, many people, like in BTech or some part of students from coaching centers also feel that at maximum efficiency losses will be least. Is wrong. Okay, because for example, if you think of least losses. Okay, so if I say at maximum efficiency magnitude of losses will be least, for example, combination of core loss plus copper loss is going to be total loss. Now if I consider at no load only core loss will be there, copper losses will not be there. So at no load, can I say efficiency is maximum? No. Okay, so we have to rewrite this, we should not say at maximum efficiency losses will be least, but we have to say at maximum efficiency percentage of losses with respect to output should be least. Okay, let us think of maximum efficiency. Now means the moment I said I2 and theta 2 are independent variables, we may have to differentiate the equation of V2 I2 cos theta 2 divided by V2 I2 cos theta 2 plus core loss plus copper loss. Okay, now in order to find maximum efficiency we may have to differentiate with respect to two terms. What are those? I2 is the independent variable, theta 2 is the independent variable which will be decided by the load. So let me differentiate with respect to I2 and equal to 0, and let me differentiate with respect to theta 2 and equal to 0. Okay, now means if you do this derivation, I don't want to do it. If I do this derivation, which will come to I2 square Re2 equal to core loss. Okay, and if I do this, it will come down to theta 2 equal to 0. Okay, so what is happening now? Means at maximum efficiency core loss equal to copper loss. Okay, so at maximum efficiency, in the sense core loss are going to be constant loss, copper loss are going to be variable loss. When these two losses are equated here, okay, here now core loss are going to be constant loss, copper loss are going to be variable, core loss and copper loss will be equated here, so efficiency maximum will happen here. Okay, so here it is going to get maximum efficiency. After that, efficiency is going to reduce. Now for this, now if you consider with respect to this theta 2 equal to 0, so let me think of drawing efficiency characteristic with respect to power factor theta 2. Maybe this is going to be unity power factor, this is going to be ZPF, can be lag, this can be ZPF lead. Okay, if I think of zero power factor, for example, in a given transformer, if output is zero power factor, okay, operating at zero power factor, what is the actual power output? V2 I2 cos theta 2. Cos theta 2, theta 2 is going to be 90 degrees, cos theta 2 is going to be 0, so output power is going to be 0. Okay, so at ZPF lag and ZPF lead, output power is going to be 0. Output by output plus losses is going to be efficiency, so efficiency also is going to be 0. Okay, now at unity power factor, I have to get maximum efficiency like this. Okay, at unity power factor you are going to get maximum efficiency. At ZPF lag and ZPF lead you are going to get zero efficiency. Now actually there are two independent variables. Okay, I2 is the independent variable, theta 2 is the independent variable. For example, let me come back to here. Okay, very simple. If I2 is a variable on x-axis, means that theta 2 should be constant. If theta 2 is variable, means that I2 should be constant. Okay, so there are two characteristics, like upon this, gradually once we enter into other parts, parallel operation and all, you will get the clarity. Means if I have two independent variables, if I want to vary this and check this characteristic, this is going to be constant. If I want to vary this and check this, if I want to vary this and check the performance characteristic, this should be considered as constant. So here, as I2 is the variable, actually just on this also 2 marks question is given in gate. Okay, anyway, if I2 is the variable, means that power factor is constant here. For example, this characteristic is there at unity power factor. And unity power factor is going to be constant here. I2 is variable here. For example, at unity power factor, characteristic is this. Now, at for example 0.8 power factor, this is unity, this is 0, this is 0. Means that maybe 0.8 may come here. 0, 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, 1, again 0.9, 0.8, 0.6, 0.2 and 0. So for example, this is 0.8. Okay, so at 0.8 power factor, lag or lead, efficiency is reduced or not? Yes. So if I club this here, okay, at 0.8 power factor, characteristic is going to be here. Okay, at 0.5 power factor, at 0.2 power factor, such that at 0 power factor, characteristic is going to be straight line. Okay, so point here is very simple. For example, in gate exam, if they ask you, if they give some, operating points at unity power factor or at any given power factor, means that by seeing the characteristics also, we can get the equation we will solve very soon. Okay, so means where my maximum possible efficiency is occurring, maximum efficiency will occur here when core loss equal to copper loss. Okay, maximum possible efficiency means that this has to be met and this also has to be met. Okay, so maximum possible efficiency is occurring at unity power factor. Maximum possible efficiency is occurring at unity power factor. So this is all about efficiency. Then we will enter into problem soon.